All right, then we are back, and it is time for us to get into the show. We gave y'all a little pettiness. We gave y'all a little laughter. Now it's still gonna be pettiness, a little laughter. It may be some tears. It may be just calling things out. That's what we do here on the Love and Victory Show with Val. Mm-hmm. But before we get going, it's time for the acronym. Okay, Aaron, Abigail, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I just want to introduce the acronym. The acronym is for us to kind of set the tone for the show of the day. Our title today is Am I the Problem? Mm-hmm. So our word is reflect, and Aaron is going to read that off for us.
All right, reflect. R is for resilient, able to recover quickly. E is for exacerbating, intensely frustrating or irritating. F is for Freudian, having to do with psychoanalysis. L is for laudable, worthy of being praised. E is for esoteric, only known by some. And C is for cavalier, casually dismissive. And then T for therapeutic, curative, possessing the healing powers.
Okay. You kind of went real fast through that. I need you to go back, start with the aura, slow it down, and make it clear.
Okay.
There we go.
For those y'all who might have missed it.
In the back of the room.
While y'all there, I'm going to do this for y'all. Okay. We have R for resourceful, able to recover quickly. Mm-hmm. We have E is for exacerbating, intensely.
No, sounds erotic.
No. See, I told you.
Think of esoteric.
I'm sorry. Okay, keep going. I'm so sorry.
We'll go with F. F is for Freudian, having to do with psychoanalysis. Mm-hmm. L is for laudable, worthy of being praised. E is for esoteric, only known by some. C is for cavalier, casually dismissive. And T is for therapeutic, curative, possessing healing powers.
All right.
Okay, then. Now, y'all got this. That's going to get y'all ready for the show. Now, before we go into the show, we got a sponsor that is sitting in the seat. But let's go ahead and let's give it to them.
Yes. So our sponsor of today is Arabella Counseling. So as you know, here on the Love and Victory Show, we are all about healing and growth, reflecting, taking accountability. And that all starts with therapy. And that's what Arabella Counseling is here for. If you guys are dealing with any sort of trauma, depression, anxiety, maybe you have some problems in your relationships or problems with intimacy, keeping boundaries, coping with stress. Maybe you went through like grief or loss or something. We all have life has ups and downs.
Well, let me just say this.
You named life's problems, which we all have.
Exactly. Come on now. We all have something here that's on this list and then more. But if you just go over there and reach out to Arabella.
How do you reach out to her?
We're going to get there. But before we get how to get there, I need y'all to understand I am putting my name, my good godly name, my good name on this company because this young lady is sitting in this chair. She is just not a friend of the Love and Victory Show. She is not a child that I birthed.
A friend to Val.
She is not just a child I birthed. She is a young lady that God blessed me with to call my daughter. I'm speaking of a woman that is of good character. She loves God. She loves people. She truly believes in what she's doing. But more importantly, she's a young lady that can really bless you because she stepped out on faith. She was connected and God said, unconnect. Trust me. So I want to introduce you guys. I'm going to turn the camera to her. She deserves this seat. She gets, oh Lord Jesus, be offense. Turn the camera to her, please, right now. I need you to put, there she go. This is the young lady that God used to birth. What's the name of your company? Come on in here.
Arabella
Come
Counseling.
into the room.
Arabella Counseling.
Yes,
Yeah.
into you.
Mhm.
I want you people to connect. I personally put my name on her. I put my name on her. I tell you, she will assist you in changing your life.
Well,
Thank
well,
you so much. Oh my goodness. You're making me.
yeah, Stevie Wonder song come to mind when I look at you. Isn't she lovely?
Yes. And the fact that she can sit in our chair, so y'all gonna get some free stuff today.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Always.
Y'all
Every
gonna
third
get
Saturday.
baby, let me tell you something. Am I the problem?
Mhm.
We're gonna answer that today. And
Really
you
quick, I want to finish up our sponsorship.
Oh, I'm
really
so
quick.
sorry. See, they so bossy around here.
Okay,
Okay.
back up on the screen.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, so if you want to schedule your appointment for Arabella Counseling, you can use the QR code there on the screen. You can visit
Get it down.
www.arabellacounts.com, or you can email info@arabellacounts.com. You can also call them at 832-770-6297 to schedule your appointment. And I believe they're done virtually, right?
Absolutely.
So you can be anywhere in the country and schedule your appointment if you're going through something.
Okay, so if I'm going through something right now,
Yes, and you are.
do you have to tell everybody?
Did I say that?
Brother Carter, brother.
My mic on.
Your mic is on.
You're just recovering
And
from
I
the
am-
airport, right?
Yes, I think. See, y'all see how my team got my back? They said you just. I was traumatized this week, so I can call you to get
Yes.
through this moment.
Absolutely.
So, is there an amount of time that you have to go through counseling, or how do you know when you've gotten enough of it? Is it when your pockets are empty, or
yeah.
I mean, that's when?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm scared there. I didn't know. I put my name on. I didn't know she was hustling me or what. So, how long? When will I know that I've
She
graduated?
said your pockets are empty. You're done with therapy now.
Okay. Well, that's all that we can do.
Okay.
So you'll know. That's why you should just go for like an initial session, so we can assess what are the needs. How deep does the trauma go? How long have you been suffering from whatever it is? It could be 4 sessions, and you could be feeling better, and you can say, okay, I think I'm ready to move forward. I always tell people do 6 to 8 sessions,
6 to 8.
because you never know what's going to come up. When you start peeling back the layers and your brain starts to remember things that it put away to keep you safe, those things start coming out. You may need to be there a little bit longer. It's ugly before it turns beautiful.
Okay, so when I come, even if I'm at my house, do I sit on a sofa in my house, or do you would recommend getting into a relaxing environment? Because I'm
Yes.
coming for you.
I have clients who sit in the closet.
Oh, they there about 12 weeks. I'm sorry. Hello, how y'all doing? Okay.
But yes, I have some
So
that
wherever you feel safe.
wherever you feel safe and comfortable,
Okay.
and you can
And I'm
have
sorry,
that
I was
moment
not
of
making light of
catharsis.
that. My husband jumped in my spirit over here.
No,
Okay. But really,
absolutely.
okay, thank you.
Just get comfy.
Wherever you're comfortable at.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just be ready to talk.
But I'm calling you.
I also feel like
Call me.
when it comes to the counseling too, I think everyone can benefit from even just like once a month, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I was going to counseling. I still am. I go, but I go less now. When I was going through something, I kind of went more frequently, once a week, twice a week. But then when things kind of calm down and you're feeling good, I go in every 2 weeks just to check in.
Yeah.
Just to,
Wow.
I have a counselor. I've had her for several years, and I do check-ins with her maybe quarterly now. But if I need to really check in, I'll talk to her earlier. I always tell people, hey, I would never go to a therapist who doesn't have a therapist. That's like going to a doctor who doesn't see the doctor. So then you're telling me that you don't actually believe in what you are doing.
Come on, Steve.
Don't sell me on something that you don't believe in.
Did y'all hear this? That's why I can put my name on it. Okay, then.
So we are. Most of us are
Counts. You got
no. What's the worm called?
what?
Caterpillar.
Yeah, most of us are caterpillar. And so if you want to become a beautiful butterfly,
Oh,
you need to see Stephanie.
Okay, then. Y'all hear this here? Yeah, let me tell you something.
You can put that slogan in there. Yeah, I gave you that for free.
All right. Okay, before we get going, because we got to get in here, but I just got a beautiful message from someone about you, Stephanie, and it was from Aaliyah. We love Stephanie's counseling. It's such a helpful tool. She is lovely. Okay, then.
She want to sing Stevie Wonder like me. All right.
So Stephanie, you know, you have a fan club, and we got a lot of them out here.
I love my people.
You have a fan club out here, and they love you back. Okay, then check her out.
We're sitting at 533 viewers right now.
Amen. Amen. God bless you all.
Won't he do it? So we're gonna go ahead
And tell us where you're from there. Put a little thing in there. Let us know where you're from. Where you chiming in from.
Continue to share and spread the word. Also, it's time for what now?
Time to get started.
Oh, it's time for the show.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I wanted to be picked. Well, I'm just gonna jump on in here, and I'm just gonna throw this out here. Stephanie.
Am I the problem?
Stephanie, are we the problem?
Sometimes.
Okay, all right. So how do you define when you heard this title of the show that because we petty, but we also care and we want to grow and hear everybody grow. Yeah. When you heard the title of the show, what did you first think? What did you think about that?
The first thing that came to my mind was, am I the problem in any of the problem areas in my life? So it was like a moment where I had to do like a self-inventory. I just started scanning.
Reflect is what the acronym of the day was.
Yeah, I had to reflect.
Did you think that on the Love and Victory show, they were going to point out some of the things that you've been a problem with? Or did you think they were going to embrace the problem?
A little bit of both. I'm hoping for a little bit of both.
I'm glad you said that. Now I'm going to turn to Mr. Bennett over here. When you heard that title, what did you think?
Of course I'm the problem.
Oh, see, I love realness. There you go.
Of course.
You knew it.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all my problems, I either allow them or I'm actually doing them.
You've created them.
Right.
So now you own that you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but we're going to fix that today.
We're going to fix me. That's why we're here.
Brother Carter, when you heard that, when you saw that title, what did you think? What came across your mind? Y'all get ready.
What came across my mind, I stated earlier today that I thought of Adam and Eve. And I thought about Adam. God had charged Adam to not eat the
fruit
from the tree of knowledge. Because we don't know what the fruit was. Everybody want to say it was an apple, but nobody know exactly what it was. So it was the tree of knowledge. He gave that charge to Adam. So when Adam ate of the tree of knowledge, God came into the garden and said, Adam, where are you? And he was hiding. He said, I was hiding because I'm naked. Who told you was naked? You must have been eating on that doggone tree I told you not to eat on.
Come on now.
And so immediately, and this is what we have in our lives, he pointed the finger at that woman. That woman you gave me.
Yep. Is the problem.
Gave me this fruit. But he didn't charge that woman. God didn't charge the woman to not eat. He charged Adam. And so we have to take accountability when I'm thinking about this. Adam didn't take accountability. And so I think we as a people have this same syndrome, Adam syndrome, of pointing the finger at someone else other than just taking accountability for ourselves.
Absolutely. Oh, are we wrapping that thing up? Y'all ready for this conversation?
I'm ready.
All right. I had a whole list of questions, but some kind of way they got lost. So now I'm going to turn over to our newbie to the room. And I'm going to ask you was it a time that you did not take accountability? Well, before I do that, before we do any of that, I need you to truly look into the camera and introduce yourself to the people.
Amen.
There you go. Because Brother Carter wasn't on his job. You know that's your job to introduce the people.
Well, you didn't turn it over.
Well, baby, they ain't never stopped you before. You
this the Love and Victory show with Val. So I have to wait on my instructions. instructions.
Well, go on head on and handle your business, baby. Handle your business. Handle it.
So, Mr. Bennett, where's Mr. Bennett's camera?
That's his camera right there.
That's your camera right there. Look at the camera and tell the people who you are and what you represent.
Absolutely.
What he represent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, my name is Bennett Farrington, Houston native, and I represent. I'm a loving, passionate, caring person, God-fearing person, and I simply want to help people solve their problems. I do it in the business sense right now, but I have been committed and passionate to leadership and self-development and all of that stuff that I believe the show is about. So I am super excited to be here.
Okay.
Meeting Stephanie, she has helped me
In a lot of
ways.
Okay.
So I'm excited to really show up. And
All right. Stephanie is
Add
like
to the
your
conversation.
therapist or something like that?
Hey, she comes through.
All
She
right.
will come through.
She will come through.
She will
All right.
call you out.
Yeah.
Call you out. Oh.
Yeah, man, we welcome you to the show.
Welcome
Mr.
to
Bennett.
the-
Don't you
Thank you
guys
so
also have your own show?
We
do.
see, there y'all go.
Do. Mental
We
wealth
love
with
to
Steph.
What is it?
Mental wealth with Steph.
Ooh.
Every Tuesday.
Oh,
So you
6.
joined her on the show
I
then?
did. I
You
did.
that
This is the
co-host?
co-host.
I'm the co-host.
Oh, okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
How do
Absolutely.
they get to? How can they catch that?
Oh, they catch it at
L
Val.
LV with Val
LV
Radio.
That's okay. He
Yep.
did good. That's
He
all.
did.
He did real
Absolutely.
good.
So are
Absolutely.
you two like a couple or something? Or?
No,
No.
none of that.
Oh.
You think? Okay, let me get Brother Carter together.
Oh.
Mixing business with pleasure.
Come on, guys.
Brother Carter think because he's my co-host, the only time you can have a co-host on the show is you got to be a couple.
Well, just as question. That's
Well,
all.
Why you got to always put stuff out there like that?
All
That's
right.
not, no, you're my husband.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
look.
I'm sorry.
I am the problem.
You
And moving.
and we're gonna move on. And then now we have the one and only.
Stephanie has already introduced
And I
herself.
don't-
Do it again.
Well,
That's the
you want to tell the
My-
people a little
My
bit
name
more
is
about
Stephanie, and I'm here every third Saturday, and you can catch me every Tuesday with B, arguing back and forth because he always has a differing opinion on the Mental Wealth with Steph show, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. at the LV with Val radio station, or you can tune in on YouTube.
Yeah. You got
Let
to
me-
catch the app so you can tune in to all of these different shows that we have on LV with
Toxic.
Val.
Let me tell
Toxic
y'all,
and-
they were. I got to listen in. They didn't know I was listening in on this one they recorded. Baby, y'all need to tune in because this.
Do they argue more than you and I?
I ain't getting nobody business, but all I can tell y'all, tune in. I'm done with that.
We got a comment for you, Brother Carter.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. They're on your side. You said you're the problem. Darnell Harper on YouTube said you're the
Hey,
solution,
Darnell.
not the problem.
Okay.
All right, all right,
Ooh,
all right,
I
all
love
right.
it. I love it. Okay, then.
I am the answer sometimes.
So,
But sometimes I am the problem.
okay, we're getting ready to get this show going.
Mhm.
We've done the introduction. We have belabored. Now it's time for healing.
All right.
Well, we got to put the problems out first before we can heal from it.
Right.
So as I asked you,
Mhm.
you said that you felt that you've been a problem.
Oh,
Time.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephanie, have you ever been a problem? Come on, tell the truth.
The short
Oh my
answer.
goodness. I'm typically the problem is me. I'm not looking to ever check anyone else. I'm looking to check myself.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So how do we do that?
So I think number one, when there is a problem, you can't be defensive, right? Because if I'm defensive, then I'm no longer receptive to a solution.
Mm.
But what's the natural remedy for defensiveness is to take accountability.
Mm.
Oh, now you were you in our backyard last night?
I should have been.
Okay, well you could have been. So that's our therapeutic area,
Mhm.
my husband and I. And so thank you, Brother Carter. So we go in where we need to have, you said closet earlier.
Yes.
Our backyard is. So, our backyard is that's my Zen place. That's where we go kind of chill. And so we were having a conversation.
Mhm.
And the hardest thing sometimes is to own your stuff.
Right.
You understand? And it's not necessarily that you've done something wrong, but when you hear certain things, it kind of triggers and it puts you to a place of, are you coming for me?
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, when you get triggered, how do you handle that?
Take a step back.
Walk away?
Walk away.
Mhm.
Stop. Like literally freeze.
Mhm.
But stop moving the muscles around your mouth.
Mhm.
Number one.
Mm.
Freeze. Because potentially you'll say something that you'll have to later go back and apologize for, or you'll regret because you've become defensive. So now you see that person as the enemy.
Mm.
And if I see you as an enemy, I see that there's a perceived threat.
Mhm.
Then now I feel like I'm in danger.
Right.
So now I'm in fight or flight.
Protective mode.
So
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna
so
protect
good you
myself.
said that, because part of, well, who I am, y'all know on the Love and Victory show with Val, I have no problem with putting myself out, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mhm.
And I didn't even know that I was doing something healthy, because everybody knows that I'm going to shut it down.
Mhm.
When things start to trigger me, I stop talking.
Mhm.
I'm either going to walk away, because if I stay engaged with you, oh my God, it's not a good place for
Mhm.
anybody.
Right.
So I've just heard from a licensed person, I'm
Mhm.
doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
But
Yeah.
But
I
I
would
can't,
say-
I have to walk away, because then I can come back. I can deal with,
Yeah.
girl, you was wrong here. Why did you, what they were saying was true. You understand? But
Yeah.
in the moment,
Mhm.
I can't. And 9 times out of 10, when I walk away, I'm getting out of the threat.
Yep.
Now I'm moving into the solution for me. So
Yeah.
is that unhealthy?
No, I think that's healthy. I think though the way that you walk away is important too.
Oh, girl,
Mhm.
what you talking
To
about?
have that.
Speak now.
Oh,
Speak
get out
to
of my. This how I walk away. Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all how I walk away. I'm real. It's like
just protect your doors when she walk away.
I don't always slam her. No, I don't always. This is how. Let me tell y'all how I walk away. I will sit, and then I'm gonna get up and like this conversation is over with, and I move. I don't say it, but I literally just move myself out of it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I go into this other place. I may go in the house and fix the whatever water. I may go into. I just step away. Then I come back to it again,
Mhm.
because I'm not gonna leave that person in a situation as if they don't matter.
Of course.
But I come back
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I try it again.
Yeah.
But if we're getting the same triggers and results, I'm going to completely
So
remove myself.
what would contribute to one being defensive
Oh,
in
I love this.
a disagreement?
I don't know. I think sometimes we're defensive because it's a little bit of truth maybe to what that person is saying.
Come on now.
But you don't want to again reflect and think
Mhm.
about no one wants to feel like a bad person.
Girl.
And no one wants to intentionally hurt someone that they care about. So that defensiveness is you trying to project or protect yourself because your ego could potentially be wounded because what they're saying could have some truth to it.
Well, that I love, because all of those things happen sometime.
Yeah.
Girl, we getting free therapy. I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna get all this therapy today, Fafari.
Imagine we lived in a world where I acknowledge my fault in the situation.
Mhm.
You acknowledge your fault in the situation. And we take down the walls of just saying, I'm protecting myself, I'm defending myself, and all this type of stuff that brings that magnet type of relationship that cannot come together,
Come on, yes. I'm licensed. Come on, baby. You
You
doing
know?
that. You doing that.
So imagine if we just was able to take down those walls and just really just hear someone outside of yourself.
So
And then I
therapy-
think that's what you try to do with your
So how you take the walls down? Because I'm not the only one.
there's a lot of walls.
We ain't the only one that have
of
issues.
course.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
most of us have a lot of bricks, layers of stuff that just, and you talk about peeling the onion and, and getting to the center of what the problem is. And it comes from, I believe, things that happened when we were knee high to an ant.
Come on now.
That's a good
And
Come
we
on-
having
come
to
on
deal
now.
with all those issues, all those years. and never. I've said this before. This the unlicensed version.
Y'all know we need that. We need that in our life.
Yeah, that we always trying to protect that wounded area in our lives. Am I making sense?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on, therapist.
Go, I mean,
Break
jump
down
in
the
anytime.
Y'all
how do
know
you
what
break
to
down
say.
the wall?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all know this live. Y'all know I call everybody.
I think we need to work to heal that wounded version of ourselves so that we don't always see someone coming to share how they feel with us as them wanting to have
hurt us,
harm us, right?
Yes.
Like conflict has a negative connotation. When truthfully, conflict is necessary for any relationship, any friendship. Conflict is there to give us a deeper understanding of that person. How am I in a relationship with you? How am I in a friendship with you? You're now a confidant if I don't know you on a deeper level.
Ooh.
If it's surface, then it's not a real friendship that will withstand hardship and circumstances.
Girl,
you making sense.
Me and my girlfriends,
girl,
we gonna have a conflict.
girl. Oh, baby, Erin turned the camera to herself. She was the judge. I'm sorry, y'all. We kind of do what we do over here. My staff don't care. They ain't say, "Can I get on?" They don't pass no note.
They behind the scenes, but they in the scene.
They in the
They in it too,
scene. She took
absolutely.
the camera and put it on herself. I have to give y'all backstory. Go ahead, Erin. What you want to say?
Well, for the audience out there, I normally turn it before going on, and I'll kind of cute it and be like, "Hi, can I speak?" Victoria just saw me, so I'm gonna speak. But no, it was kind of interesting because like I've always imagined like this, like and like feel free to like comment and everything, Stephanie. So it's like, have y'all seen like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV series? Okay, so
No,
the
I
walls
haven't.
of Ba Sing Se, right? So let's say like the center is like where you are, right? And you've got like all the different little layers and stuff. When you talk about going through and like working and like tearing down those walls and things like that, do you think rather someone should be able, like you get to a point where you allow someone to come in, right? Instead of people being on the outside trying to tear them down, but the walls were there for a reason, for a time, for a season. But shouldn't it be rather that you let someone in and then when they see what's going on, that you invited them in? So by that point, not only do you trust them, you actually trust what they say when they ask you to change the architecture of what you've built.
I understand what she's saying.
Hold on. Did y'all see? She turned the camera and she said, "I got something for the therapist." Did you throw that at her?
Oh, well, it was just
Who
more
was
so
that
a question in general.
But who was that for?
Well, I mean, she's the licensed
Okay, there you
counselor.
go. There you
But I
go.
mean, anyone
But maybe
can
we
speak
need
on
an
it.
unlicensed.
And I think am I still on?
Oh, baby, we hear you.
Okay. I think the unlicensed version here first. We have to get to a place where we admit that we have a wall, we have hurt, we have pain inside of us.
Right.
And so if we can acknowledge that first and foremost, then we are able to allow someone else to come into our world. And am I making sense?
I think that's good. I would say too, as the other person, like the outsider, honor people's walls. Because you don't know what they endured and the reason that they had to build them that thick and that high, what they're trying to protect themselves from. So don't try to just
knock
bang
the wall down.
Yeah,
Right.
honor people's walls and give them
That's
the
good.
autonomy.
Okay.
To say,
I'm sorry, y'all.
That is good.
If this is rude, forgive me. But when I hear something that really speaks to my heart, I know it got to talk to someone else. You said you got to honor
people's walls.
Come on. I'm sorry. I don't
because
know.
you just don't know what they endured and the reason behind them building those walls so high and so thick and so wide. Honor those walls.
Oh, wow. Did y'all, you know, again, nobody knows what I went through to get to this side. So to assume that I should just move on or get over it is unfair.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and full transparency, are you? No, honor, respect. I love that word. Not just acknowledge. You said honor it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But at the same time, you can't not use that as an excuse to not
Well, in order
move
to
past some of your areas.
that's
I'm talking to somebody out there, baby. Somebody, not you particularly. I know
okay.
you got a lot of walls up there.
Oh,
But-
he's so petty, y'all. This is the petty. I will rename this show as the executive.
But there's someone out there that don't have as many walls, and stop making excuses for having those walls up there. You need to identify those walls. You need to acknowledge those walls, and so you'll never be able to trust. I believe, and
I'm shaking the head.
I know you.
I'm going to the therapist on this one here.
You
because
can't trust nobody when you have walls up.
But you sometimes people don't even know they have the walls. Am I wrong?
That's what I was just saying.
But hold on. You can't trust nothing. You can't let the walls down. You can't do any of that because they really are operating in a place of it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
How they're
Sure.
moving, how they're living, what they're doing. It's normal. So they don't even see it being something wrong.
Right.
And so that has to come. So they bring someone that they absolutely love, that they feel like is there to care for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are at a place of, they got my back. So if the person that they brought into their world, come on, counselor, that they brought into their world, they trust, they believe that they got their back. And then all of a sudden that person triggers something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that that's a trigger. They just know that, oh my God, defense. I need to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, and that's where we are. And I hope that by the end of this show, we get to a place where we start acknowledging that we have these walls and we have these problems, and so we can start getting past it. I hope we can get to that point at some level.
I don't think everyone. I agree. I 100% agree with what you're saying, but I also don't think we naturally enjoy being on the defensive.
Right.
So I would say to that, like, okay, let's say you keep those walls up, right? And then so now you're in a state of conflict with somebody, right? Well, you don't enjoy being in conflict. Of course you don't, right? It might heighten your emotions, might make you hit on the insecurity, everything of that nature, right? So then what do? You have a response that's negative in a situation or circumstance that's negative, probably puts the relationship in a state of being in a negative place. So going back to what Brother Carter is saying, at some point you got to say, I hate the response I keep getting, or I hate the fact that I react this way, or I hate this. And then and then that's when you go back to acknowledging the wood. Acknowledging the wood. Hey, I'm doing this because I don't know, when I was a kid, this happened to me. And so I said, that will never happen to me again. And so I'm reacting like this because of this.
Right.
So you're a counselor too?
I'm
Bennett talking about me counseling him.
I know a little bit.
Yeah.
We actually have a comment that I think kind of goes into what you were saying, Bennett. This is from Aaliyah on Facebook.
Hey, Aaliyah.
Hey, Aaliyah.
She said, I always walk away if things are getting tense to protect my energy and to analyze before I speak further, kind of like what you were saying earlier. But when someone reintroduces the conversation immediately after I've walked away, then that's where the conflict begins, because I walked away for a reason, to breathe and ponder. And now you woke my other side up. I'm working on it, though. Don't judge me.
Period.
I like that she said that she recognized her own maybe defense mechanism. And she's working on it because, sometimes that isn't healthy. Sometimes things do need to be addressed. Yeah. And so I think that's good. And I also think it's important, if you're dealing with someone who has those walls up, like you said, don't pressure them, but be a safe space for them to where that they can break down those walls and they can feel like they trust you. But if you're forcing it, those walls are just going to get thicker.
And here's the thing that I think happens more often than not. It's so easy to point out to other people what they're doing wrong and how they're making you feel uncomfortable with their responses. But when they brought you into their safe place, then we need to respect that. And you said, I love honor.
Yes.
That's a whole different, that brings it to a whole different level.
Yeah.
What is
honor is at the forefront of everything that I do. That is my ministry. That's who I am. I always want to honor people, honor them for who they are. They don't have to change. I don't have to agree with it, but you still deserve honor from me.
Oh my God.
And I want to say something too about the reason that it's important to walk away. So at some point, if an argument gets too chaotic or you get too frustrated, you start to experience what's called emotional flooding, where you really can no longer hear or see, retain. People talk about it when I blacked out.
Right.
Hey, come on now.
And when you have that physiological reaction to the argument where you are now emotionally flooded, you need 20 minutes by yourself before you can come back and have a conversation where you can be logical and rational in your thinking. It's called self-soothing. You need to go and self-soothe and then come back and have the conversation, because don't be passive. Don't be passive aggressive.
There you go.
Be assertive in your communication. Talk about how you feel. State what you need.
And I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all I'm gonna get some free help. But anyway, like you heard what you said. You have to step away.
Absolutely.
You need to go and reflect on what just happened to you, right?
Yeah.
Why all these emotions got crazy for you.
Yep.
And then in that process of bringing it down, bringing yourself down, what's that thing you said? You said something else to go on. What was that? You was
Self-soothing.
Oh yeah, you gotta get.
Think about it. When you're your angriest, you're your stupidest.
Come on. Hello.
That's just real blunt.
Yeah, really.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
When you're your angriest, you are your stupidest.
Yeah.
You are nothing.
Yeah.
You're not
Not rational at all.
So you need to separate yourself.
Absolutely.
Separate yourself. And then
Come back.
So I have a question.
Okay, brother.
I have a question. So we live in a society where people don't think about it long, just speak it.
Just speak it, brother.
All right. We live in a society today where people are always trying to rationalize when is a good time to say this or that or to address an issue in a relationship or job relationship, whatever the case may be. What do you say about something like that when some rationalize when is a good time? It's not a good time right now to say that because
it's a good time.
She's feeling this kind of way, or he's feeling that kind of way, or they got some other stuff going on right now. It's not a good time. What do you say to someone that's rationalizing a good time to say what's?
It may never be a good time,
but
I would say prepare the person. Say, maybe if it's somebody at work, hey, will you let me know when you're free to have a conversation about something? Or your partner, hey, I would like to talk to you about something. Can we set aside some time? So now they're prepared and you've warned them that you do have something to talk about. And so then hopefully it's a better time. It still may not be a good time necessarily, but it's a better time and they feel prepared for the conversation.
Yeah, unless except if you're a husband and your wife say we need to talk. No, that's real.
What's real about
all the men that agree with me? Just say agree.
No,
if your wife or your significant other says,
go in the comments. And if you're a male and you agree with what the unlicensed counselor, Brother Carter,
and your spouse say we need to talk. All right. What immediately happened, Bennett?
It's typically one of those conversations.
So how do you feel? How do you feel if your significant other says to you, we need to talk? Do you
the immediate reaction inside of you?
Anxiety come over you? Do you get a lot of different emotions? You know you're messed up because I am the problem at that point.
Right.
Or did I do something wrong?
Your antennas are definitely up. Okay. You already know, like, okay. All right, I got to prepare. You probably already got the defenses going, rolling out.
Oh, so the defenses are already
like, oh, what did I do now?
Okay.
We hear that a lot. What did I do now?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you sound like you're talking from experience, Mr. Bennett.
Yeah.
Yes, he may be.
So Stephanie, I'm going to ask you, when if you had a significant other and they said to you,
I wonder if women feel that way.
Ask me the question. Ask me that question he just asked. How would I feel if I got that?
Yeah. How would you feel if your significant other came to you and they said, we need to talk?
This is the first thing I'm going to say. Okay. We're going to talk now. Oh, you want to talk when we come home? So then I'm going to prepare the room.
Smart. Yeah.
You understand? Because here's the thing.
Oh, you're so perfect.
No, I'm not perfect. No, because here's my position on that. And I'm looking in the camera. My position on that is that I know that I never do anything intentionally to hurt this man. So not this one.
Yeah.
If he needs to talk to me about something, it's something that has affected him, and I may have done it unintentionally.
Mm.
So I don't have my guards up.
Right.
Now, how it's delivered,
Yeah.
may make me react in a certain way. So I'll set the
Why did you
stage
have to bounce when you say delivered?
because that's important to me. That's important. You understand?
Right.
That's important. So I have no problem with setting the stage. I'm ready for
Right.
the conversation
Right.
Yeah.
because I know that I never have any ill intentions and he has none for me. Now,
Mhm.
I don't understand why men feel the need to get uncomfortable when their women say to them,
Talk.
they need to talk.
But is it because women always need to talk? Is it because maybe they struggled? I'm asking you all.
Yeah.
Do you all get uncomfortable because do women struggle to affirm you and what you're doing well, and then they're quick to tear you down or let you know when you've done something wrong?
Oh, now that's some real talk right there,
All right,
girl.
we
Is
got,
that
we
why
got
they
a
do-
whole nother subject taking place right
Okay,
here.
all right,
wanna
now,
know.
let's
I wanna know.
Is that the issue?
I think that's definitely part of. I think it's one probably the frequency of the we need to stop conversations. I feel like traditionally in a relationship it might come more so from the woman's
Something
side of
we
it.
did
We did
not
this
doing
and that.
right. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
then so I think that's one, right? And then the other end is that typically it's something that I think the guy automatically feels like they need to fix. I think that's guys automatically go to, okay, we need to fix
something.
this thing.
Mhm.
So those we need to talk conversations turns into I
But-
need to do something.
But would you
Right.
naturally, I like that.
Mhm.
Would you naturally want to fix something that you don't care about or care for? You hear me out when I'm saying that,
Okay.
because you actually care about the person
Sure. Yeah.
that's saying they need to talk to you.
Sure.
So naturally, you guys are going to go to the fix it mode because you
Sure.
don't want to natural. Ooh, I just had a revelation.
That's a good-
I saw
Baby,
that.
I thank you.
Epiphany.
I did. That's it.
She had an epiphany.
I did. So,
Epiphany?
so,
Epiphany.
so when my husband goes to the fix it mode,
Right,
he
right.
cares so much about me.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want me to hurt.
Right.
He doesn't want me upset. So he wants to automatically fix the situation. Thank you, baby. Ooh, baby, we had a breakthrough. Give me some.
All right. Then.
So then do you feel like y'all have to strengthen that muscle of learning how to just sit in it?
Oh, come on now.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, because the reality is sometimes those conversations is not I'll speak for myself. It's not Bennett, you need to fix it. Sometimes it's just listening to this person, hearing her out
Mhm.
and letting her express her feelings towards a situation. Sometimes that is enough. You being a listening ear is enough. But as a guy, I think in the natural instance, like, all right, I'm gonna do this a little bit better, or we're gonna figure out how to resolve it. And sometimes your partner, the woman, is happy with, thank you for listening to me.
Yes.
Thank you for how I felt.
Ooh,
you know,
Lord.
For validating how I felt.
Ooh.
you know?
Because
Yeah.
validation is the best thing you could do for
Yeah.
someone.
And
Let me tell you.
I think it goes back to what you said
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
That often we don't get the affirmness,
Affirmation.
affirmation,
Right.
from the woman.
Yep.
Is most of the time when we hearing something, it's
You hit
yeah,
negative.
right.
Mhm.
And
And
people don't
so-
know that it takes 5 positive things, 5 positive interactions to counter the 1 negative thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're focusing on the things that your partner is doing wrong,
Mhm.
you're completely ruining the relationship
Mm.
because their brain is slowly but surely starting to see you as a person that they can't trust, that they can't be themselves around.
Mm.
Wow.
5 positive encounters to
Mhm.
counter that 1 negative thing.
Wow.
Did y'all hear that? So all of you
Wow.
women out there and men
Mhm.
out there that's shooting something negative at your significant other, just think about it. So if you shot already this morning, it's now 9:30. If you got mad because she burnt the bacon,
Mhm.
if you got mad because she didn't get up in time or wake you up for the Love and Victory show with Val,
Mhm.
and you came at her for that,
Mhm.
then it's going to take 10 things positive.
So you didn't raise it from 5 to 10.
No,
Huh?
no, no, no. I gave 2 negatives. I gave 2 negatives. Now you got to do 10 things today, not tomorrow, not
Yeah.
down the street, to raise that thing up. Oh my God.
You know, it's funny. Like in other scenarios, we can identify it easily. So I think most of us have, we have working relationships. We go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a work environment and you never hear that good job, you immediately know, like, oh, I don't like this job. You get those. We can easily identify that, especially in like our work life. But for some reason, when it flipped over to the personal life, things get a little bit more cloudier.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
You hear people all the time like, oh, I don't like this job because there's this negative environment. I'm start looking for somewhere else because they don't get that validation, a positive affirmation.
Yeah.
Affirmment, right?
Wow.
So, but in our personal life, things get a little more like you can't quite identify.
Identify. Wow. It's more of a gray area.
Right.
Wow.
Like I know she doesn't hate me, but
what's really going on?
What's really going on?
like that.
I mean, do I dress that bad? You gotta tell me what to put on.
Why she keep pulling out my clothes?
I'm trying not to be nice to tell you now. That's not coordinating over here. But anyway, Abigail, you have something?
Yes, I have a question for anybody in the room. How can we address like if you're on the other end, right? Like maybe your partner or your friend or somebody, there's an issue that you want to discuss with them. How can you bring up that issue in a constructive way without it feeling so negative? Like what are some tools that like how someone can communicate in a way where that person might not get as defensive?
Oh, come on. This is like my jam.
This is yours.
Right?
Okay, but before you answer, that was a good question. I need us to pin this. We got to pay our sponsor, and we'll be right back. All righty, we are back. Okay, then. Now, we're going to ask the question again, Abigail, and then we're going to have this licensed counselor come on back. Go with it.
I was asking
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you. There you go. Come on back in here.
What was I asking? If you're the person that maybe has an issue that you want to address with a loved one, coworker, relationship, whatever, how can you do that in a way where it's constructive and the person doesn't feel as attacked, like they might not be as defensive?
Yes. So I always say,
come on to the camera. I need you to get all the way to the mic.
First, you got to say first. That's a good question.
Wow, Abigail. That is such a good open-ended question.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. I do this for a living.
And you do.
Hey, you did well.
I would say number one, keep the focus on you during the conversation. A lot of times people get defensive because we're being accusatory in our language. You didn't do this. And when you said this, this is how you were acting. Keep it on you. I statements, right? So I felt like when this happened,
this is how it made me feel.
I felt uncomfortable with this. I felt frustrated because it seemed like, because a lot of times I feel like in love, we struggle to believe the best about people, even in friendship. And that's our wounds peeking up again. But don't be accusatory in your language, right? Use I statements, right? State how you feel and then state what you need. Be concise in your communication.
Now, what happens when you and let me put this disclaimer. 45 years of Brother Carter and I, so we must be doing something right. Dysfunctional or functional. It's working. It's working. So how do you deal with something when you state how you feel and it still comes off as it's an attack or you're shutting down? Because you have to be heard how you feel, or someone wants to talk over how you feel. How do you deal with that?
I don't. I put a pin in it and I take a break because now it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do.
Wait. We ain't brushing past that. So when you have stated how you feel, counselor, you're teaching us, right? And you said how you feel, and that person want to brush over how you feel.
Yeah. So
what should the people in the back of the room do?
Listen, put a pin in it.
Okay, there you
and
go.
Walk away.
There you go.
There's two roles in a conversation: the speaker and the listener. The role of the speaker: state how you feel, state what you need, and a positive need. Like, I need you to shut up. That's not gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
But what do you need moving forward so that you don't have to feel like that again? So as the listener, right? While they're talking, you are just listening. Take some mental notes of what they said.
Mhm.
When it's your turn to speak, summarize what they said. Because a lot of times in situations, people don't understand what we've just told them.
Mhm.
Make sure they can summarize what you just said. And if they get it wrong, say, no, this is what I meant when I said that. Because a lot of times in relationships, we recycle arguments.
Ooh,
And that's because things weren't clear on both ends.
baby, put the camera on this hand. I got my hand up. I'm in the back of the classroom. Hello. Hey, y'all, I have a question. So you're telling us out here that are healthy.
Yeah.
You know, we always we want to find out, am I the problem?
You need therapy, baby.
I'm getting mine today. They better get theirs. So are you telling us to, once we state we have an issue, state our problem,
Yep.
Mhm.
and then we ask that person to recite what they heard.
Absolutely.
And then if they want to summarize it to just give nitbits and it's not what was said,
Mhm.
what should I do at that point? I mean, what should they do in the back of the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
did
no-
it. Raise your hand. That's not what I said.
That ain't what I meant.
How should
So then you
handle
say,
that?
no, what I actually meant was this. And then give them a moment to summarize it again.
And then if they still short lining it.
Let's put a pin in this.
And then we'll
Because if-
talk next week.
Because you're too defensive, maybe, to be receptive to the conversation.
Oh, y'all.
Some people don't want to understand.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't even know what y'all getting right here. Everybody today, this is Saturday. In some other countries, it's Saturday morning. In the United States, Saturday early. In
Houston.
and
it's hot.
and it's hot.
In the mud.
And we can be out the country. But y'all have learned something today. You have to know when to put a pin in it, when to walk away,
Mhm.
have them recite it.
You gotta sing that Kenny Rogers song to yourself sometimes.
Right. How it go? How it go?
You gotta know when to roll them.
Mm.
Know when to hold them. Know when to walk away.
And walking away doesn't mean that you're not caring about the relationship. It's because you care about the relationship, you're walking away because you've come to an impasse.
Mm.
Ooh, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that?
Say that again.
Mhm.
That's because y'all came to an impasse, and we want to keep this relationship. Y'all better get y'all some. What's the name of your company, girl?
Arabella Counseling.
Baby, I got mine today. Okay, then. All right, I'm gonna move.
So let's ask another question. How important is tone when you're having these conversations?
I want Bennett to answer this.
Tone. I think tone is probably one of the most important aspects.
Well, what's a tone? I don't know what that means.
Tone. It is your okay. It's always sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh, you've been talking to Brother Carter.
Okay.
Sometimes you could be saying something that is valid, but if you're saying it in a maybe more of aggressive way.
But I'm sorry, y'all. I got my counselor and I'm talking. So if you're saying it, if we gotta get a little aggressive, it's because we've repeated this several times, and sometimes
And so you
they act
see
like y'all
how
don't need it.
argument go in the
Because I
Carter
wasn't
household.
created to be a tape recorder.
Okay, I'm not. Come on,
And now you got me
You gonna get it
recording.
because I've said this to you numerous times. I'm telling you, when you say or you do this thing, this is how it makes me feel.
Mhm.
So now at this point, you're asking for that little girl to come up
Right.
and defend. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all.
Mhm.
Serious.
Yeah,
And
you're
defend
excited.
her
Yes.
space.
Sure.
So that little girl is going to come up that she was not wanting to come up because she thought
Mhm.
she had been delivered from that, right?
Mhm.
So now you done brought her back up to that defensive because you're acting like you ain't got no sense.
Okay. And
But
now
is
I
that
gotta get
a-
right.
Now I got to get
What you
right.
say?
But is that aggressive tone gonna get the response
Nope.
that you
Well, it
want?
ain't gonna get it. It's not.
Right.
At this point, you're just expressing yourself.
Yeah, because at this
Right.
point we know we're not gonna get to no
Right.
impact, so that's why we have to walk away. I mean, I need a therapist. I'm
I got to walk away because it's somebody in all of us that
There
has
you go.
not been delivered,
come on
Right.
now.
may not be fully delivered,
Come
Mhm.
on now.
and I don't want that person to
Come out. Come on, see,
rah
rah.
raggedy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you gotta walk away.
And so this I'm gonna add this before you go, Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Large percentage
Yeah.
of
You got to state that you are
situations.
unlicensed.
this the unlicensed
Okay,
version.
thank you. We got a licensed
Yes.
person here.
The large percentage of these situations I believe is deemed by unforgiveness. You say, I forgive you for something, and soon as something come up slightly reflective of the situation, you show that you had not forgiven.
I don't know. I'm gonna let the license.
I hear what you're saying. So what does forgiveness look like?
Okay,
then?
come on now.
To you.
To me,
You're a fan.
forgiveness look like I think you committed adultery.
Oh no, I didn't, y'all.
No,
for the record. No, I did not.
No.
The lies they tell.
The lies they tell.
Okay.
No, it's for the sake of argument. I'm
Yeah.
going to the worst case scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
You committed adultery, and we came back together, and I said, babe, I forgive you for that. And forgiveness means not to bring that up to her. Now if she do it again, that when you know if you forgave or not, because that old wound that you say I forgave you for, as soon as that sin came up again, it rose in my spirit.
Okay, so I'm gonna say forgiveness, forgiving someone in my perception. I heard what you said in my perception.
You didn't even let mine even sink in.
Well, I
You
didn't
just
have to
jumped
because I heard
in.
it as soon as you said it. Because forgiveness is forgiveness.
See, this is a major part of why there's disagreements in the household. And so soon as you open your mouth to say something, you already the next person out. See, they already have their thought together to say what they're gonna say, contrary to what you're saying. You ain't heard a word. See,
You been thinking about what you
I did. Okay. But is forgiveness really? Okay, so y'all, does forgiveness mean you forget? Is it anywhere in the word said
forgiveness mean let it go?
No.
That's what it means.
No.
That's the unlicensed version. What the licensed version say?
When you forgive, I know it's supposed to go over there in that thing.
Right.
But do you really forget? Did I forget that when I touched that hot fire over there, that's gonna burn me? So as a child, you're gonna go back to that. Okay. So can y'all have
let me put it to you this way.
Brother Carter gonna try to
Really
show.
quick, our audience, Eddie Miller agrees with you, Brother Carter.
Okay,
Eddie
and
Miller
somebody
says,
else don't.
Brother
Okay, let's talk about the people that don't. How
And
about
then
that?
Christina Kruger says forgiving and forgetting is two different things.
Thank you.
You might forgive, but you'll never
forget.
Right.
I was waiting.
So imagine this.
You can't forget. The brain ain't.
Slow down a second. Imagine this. Imagine this for a second. Imagine this
After
for a
this, we gotta go
second.
to our Q&A segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine this for a second.
We gonna run over.
Here's God looking down upon us and all the sins that we commit in our lives. And he says, you ask for forgiveness, and he said he forgive you. What if, imagine you go to the pearly gate or wherever you go
You gonna answer
in life, and then God bring up all the sins that you did.
But he
Imagine.
is. You're
No,
gonna
it's
still.
not.
Okay, let me tell you. In my opinion,
Okay.
I'm not a
Theologian.
I'm not that. But in my opinion, is that when that day comes, yes, he's forgiven us, but I do believe we're still going to have to answer for what we've done. Now, it's going to be a time, and the answer is going to come. He's going to, in my opinion, I ain't been there yet, but I do think we're going to have to answer for those things that we've done. Now, is that going to keep us out? I don't think so. But I do think we're going to have to answer. Yeah. So it doesn't mean, in my opinion, because I forgave you, doesn't mean that I have forgotten. Nothing gets wiped away. You forgave.
No,
okay, but that's what that's all about. So you have certain
forgiveness
things.
Mean don't bring it up every opportunity it comes.
We're not talking about bringing it up. We're talking about
that's all I'm saying.
But if someone has done something harmful to you and you forgave them for it and you've moved on, but then it happened again. There are people out there that are still with their, I'm not going to go into that. There are some people that have been hurt and they're still with the people that may have hurt them, but they forgave them, because you can't walk away from mother, father, sister, brother. You understand what I'm saying? But when things come up again, it's still a trigger there. You understand? I mean, you understand when you don't forget it, you forgave them because you're still here loving them, but you ain't forgot. Yeah. Help me out there.
I think you need to work on yourself as an individual. When you allowing past hurts to continue to hurt you in life, I think you need to really start reflecting on yourself.
But have you ever
Because
dealt with it?
I think the
Okay.
word that keeps popping over my head throughout this part of forgiveness is the word acceptance. Like radical acceptance. Okay, you can't forget, right? It's not just easy to say, I don't remember that anymore.
Mhm.
Right.
But there is a sense of, all right, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
I made a decision to, in this scenario, to stay or to still continue a relationship, continue a friendship, whatever. So I accept it and I'm willing to move on.
Mm-hmm.
That radical acceptance of that situation, I think it acknowledges like what brother Carter is saying about, I'll keep bringing it up. We know, everyone knows,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've already made the conscious decision that I accept this and I've decided to move on from this.
Right.
And that.
But what I'm saying is that if that behavior, some people that are
They're a repeat offender.
yes,
Yeah.
they're in that family relationship. And I'm going to say family. When I bring up family, I'm talking about, okay, we're going to go to the question and answer. I'm driving my team. We're going to run over y'all. Hang in here. But I talking about some people have family members that have harmed them.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you're not willing to walk away. And I would never advocate walking away from you can't. That's your bloodline.
Yeah.
However, you're not going to you just can't move on from that. You can move on how you deal with them.
Mhm.
But it's still when they do that same behavior, it can be verbal abuse, it can be physical abuse, it can be them just not being supportive of you. Those things are still there because that character of that person has not changed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you've forgiven them because you've accepted that's just who they are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that behavior of that person that you still love and you want to have in your life is going to go away. Can you please expound
I was going to
on
say,
that?
I think that's true. And I think in those instances, you need to practice what's called loving detachment,
There you go.
where you love that person from afar.
Mhm.
And I would say, even in the scenario that you use, right? If you continue to, so different injuries are going to heal at different times. So if I scrape my hand, it's going to heal faster than I broke my leg.
Come on now.
But in that same regard, every time that you bring it up, you're slowing down the healing process.
Mhm.
So it's not, we don't want you.
When you remove the scab from that wound.
Now you have to start it over
Start it
again.
all
And
over.
in my opinion, that's when we continue to bring it up.
Yes.
Unforgiveness, right? That doesn't hinder the other person. That hinders
It's you.
me, right? They always say, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, to your point, every time they bring it up, it's hindering their healing process.
Right.
It would do you good
Mm-hmm.
to accept it, to practice radical acceptance, like Bennett said, and identifying that accepting something doesn't mean that I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the steps of grief, right? We call it DABDA, the 5 steps of grief. The last one is acceptance, because what happened.
It happened. And that has to be done as well.
Yeah.
You have to accept this happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Ooh, okay, y'all.
That one,
Boy, that went really well. That was good.
Uh-oh.
That's why you got to have licensed and unlicensed in the house.
That's why you got to not let other people outside of you be in charge of your happiness in life.
All right, then.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to bring in some of the questions from the audience.
Yes, we also got a lot of really good comments. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. We really appreciate that. I pop up some of the good feedback there on the screen. So thank you guys so much for telling us how you love our show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Thank you. God bless you.
Well, I want to say before we say anything, who was that said I'm one of the best? They say they love the host.
Neville Washington said
Neville-
you are the best host that he has ever seen. They have ever seen.
Well, I thank you so much, Neville. I am every day I'm trying to grow. And
I agree.
If you guys knew where I came from when I first sat on this platform, to hear that, it's like nothing but blessings. So
Music to your ears.
yes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, we got time for a couple questions. What if someone knows that they are the problem, but they don't want to accept that?
Oh,
Ooh.
we need a license.
Oh
I
my.
don't know.
Oh,
Let me think.
Anybody else want to take that?
What if someone knows that they are the problem?
They need to go see Arabella Counseling, get some therapy.
Come on now.
Come on, there you go. Because we're not gonna give you that for free.
Exactly.
Okay, we gave you a
That's
lot.
something you gotta work through.
Okay,
That's a
then.
process. It's not gonna happen in a day.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Jessica, for your
Thank you,
question.
Jessica.
Thank
But
you,
please
Jessica.
reach out to her. And then I want to say to my daughter that just popped up, Lanita Bennett, forgiving is not forgetting. Period. Next.
She also said you can't crucify the person for your decision to stay.
Y'all hear how nasty this is? Okay, go ahead.
All right, we got another question from Luca on
Hey,
Facebook.
Luca.
Hey, Luca.
It's just my personal question. Have you ever wanted to share your thoughts in front of people, but you couldn't because of overthinking?
Oh.
Like maybe you have an issue with somebody and you're overthinking it and you're scared to bring it up.
Absolutely.
Well, Luca, the next time you're in Houston and if you want to get on the Love and Victory show with Val, this is what we do. We just open it up and just say it on the Love and Victory show with Val. So you're welcome to come on to the show anytime.
There you go. And you can say,
I would say, Luca, this is something that I have to
Struggle with.
I
Yeah.
constantly have to work on because that overthinking will
Yeah.
slow down the party. You definitely want to make sure you have your thoughts together. So I would say, want to take your time
Mhm.
to make sure your thoughts are clear, and then kind of what the conversation was earlier. Put those qualifications out. Hey, I want to talk, and then in that moment that you set up, that's time that you set up to express yourself. Let it go with clarity,
Mhm.
so you feel good about it at the end of the conversation. You can't control what they're gonna say,
Mhm.
but at least you know you put it out there in the best way you could.
And just use the proper tone too when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
express
of
it.
course.
So please,
Of course.
amazing.
please.
Of course.
Real quick, something too, because I am an overthinker as well. But are you prioritizing what their response is going to be or what their reaction is going to be?
Repeat that again.
Or like, are you prioritizing what their response is going to be to the situation or how they're going to react to the situation?
Right.
That was very good. Think
So
about
you're posing the question,
No, what she's saying,
looking
she's-
for a different reaction.
It's more like again, say like your spouse is cheating on you or something, right? And you're trying to figure out how to navigate it, and like this is kind of like an intermediary step before you have the conversation. When you're overthinking and you're trying to grapple with your thoughts, you kind of have to ask yourself in the way, okay, am I more scared about their reaction? Like, are they going to yell at me? Is that going to trigger
Mhm.
something in me?
Yeah.
Or am I more worried about the response? Like, maybe they did cheat on me. What would this actually do? So kind of in a way to kind of help with the process of it, you could just ask yourself, like, what's the scarier part?
Mhm.
And she's unlicensed. She gave you something. She put herself out there. I love that.
We got time for one more quick question.
Just give them two. We're gonna run over. We paid it.
Okay.
We paid the bill.
Wait, I just had it. Okay. Was there any situation where you questioned yourself, am I the problem?
Wow. Yes,
Okay.
I did last night.
Yeah.
We had a difficult conversation. It actually wasn't difficult, but it was. Yeah. When we go out there, we're gonna have that. I did. I had to question when I walked away. Okay, Valerie, what part did you play in this?
Mhm.
And then, but I couldn't do it in the moment.
Mhm.
Full transparency, I couldn't do it in the moment because I was feeling this.
Mhm.
So when I stepped back away from it, I had to say, okay, did you play a part in this? Because there was nothing coming at me. Because when someone's coming at you
Yeah.
and they're attacking you, you're going to be at that defense.
Of
Mhm.
course.
So when I walked away, I was able to say, what part did you play in this? Then I was able to go back and say, I own it.
Mhm.
You understand? So, yeah.
I also think even in situations where like maybe you are the victim, maybe the person like did you wrong, I feel like there's always a role that you play.
Yes.
Oh.
There's always a role that you play, even
Mhm.
if they're the aggressor. And so I think it's important to recognize, even though this person hurt me and I
Mhm.
may not understand why I went wrong, there is some sort of
Yep.
everyone
Yeah.
plays a role in every
Right,
conflict
yeah.
or situation.
Because your role could have been being complicit.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely been guilty of being more laid back, nonchalant,
Yeah.
and not acting on
Right.
certain
Yes.
scenarios. And
Yeah.
as a result, I didn't like the result of that. I
Mhm.
didn't like what because being laid back, you kind of give the other person license to do anything,
Right.
You
and
got
then you don't like it,
Then you don't like
Mhm.
it.
and now you're sitting there like, wow,
Why would you do that?
why
to
would
me?
you do that?
Yeah.
Right? And so
And why didn't I say something
why
at the
didn't I-
time?
Exactly.
At the time, yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah.
you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So you let that
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
Yes.
and let them have their way.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
I love
Nonchalant. Find your chalant.
Find your, y'all heard what
Find
she
your
said?
chalant.
Find your chalant.
Okay,
and
baby, my
step up.
chalant is back to the
Baby,
brim.
hold on. Can you look into the camera? What they need to find?
Find your chalant.
There you go.
I'm nonchalant. Where your chalant?
Where your chalant is? I'm not. We got some chalant, don't we?
But it's easier for women than it is for men. We're gonna say it like that.
But here's the thing. Why is it? Because I really don't want to leave this room without us, because I think a lot of
I
times
think women are just naturally just have the emotion to be able to just speak on different
But
things
here's
versus
the thing,
men are
I
so
think-
reserved, and we just it's not a problem until it's a
But
problem.
y'all are like
No,
volcanoes.
no,
Y'all just let it just build,
Right,
build,
right.
then you erupt.
Right.
And now we all
like,
just
what's going
Now
on?
you're
All
bringing
I-
up stuff from like 2 weeks ago. It's
That's
like, why
what
don't you bring it up then?
because y'all good at keeping score.
Yes, and here's the
I
thing.
ain't keeping score. It ain't tit for tat, but
But it is. But here's the thing. You don't get no. You want a pat on the back because you don't. You know. I didn't bring it up. I
Hey
didn't talk-
Mike, I seen you up there, so
we
I just
ain't-
want to say
we
hello
ain't-
to
we
you.
ain't, I want you guys to know, as a man,
Mhm.
you're a man. If something makes you uncomfortable, if something makes you that triggers you, something that's not,
Mhm.
say it. It's okay, but say it with respect.
Of course.
But say it. Don't bring it up a month later. Don't bring it up 2 months later when it happened down. Deal with it then.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing. If we deal with it then we ain't got to fester in it.
All right.
Okay, come on in. Fine. Oh,
one more question.
wait a minute, y'all. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, y'all. If it's not Brother Carter, then it's Abigail. If it ain't Abigail, then it's Aaron. Then if everybody want to tell the host to wrap it up.
That's what they're
I-
supposed to do.
I know they do so good.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
help because it's already
Yeah, you
9:59.
so emotionally involved in this show right
I
now.
love this
You're
show.
letting all kind of time pass by, and you just going on and
Okay,
on.
do y'all want me to go? We still got a lot of people up here that will have questions. What's this question they ask? I ain't ready to go. How about that? I'm protesting.
Okay,
Give me
one
the-
just came in from Tierra. She said, I think men being trained to not express emotion may be a part of this dynamic.
Come on now.
Hey, Tiara, how you doing?
that's
Thank
my
you for
girl.
joining the show.
Come on now. We're not doing that no more. Everybody gonna get up and talk. You belong in the room. Say it. Next.
That's
We don't have nothing else?
we have other questions, but we kind of already addressed them.
Okay.
It's about forgiveness. I
They
feel like
really
we've
want
already
me to
addressed
move on. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna turn this show. I don't want to turn it off. When I have a good show.
One more.
Give us another question. Just one more
This was
question.
about forgiveness.
Okay.
We kind of already addressed it, but we'll go ahead and address it again. If someone is asking for forgiveness, should I always forgive them?
No, I don't have to always forget because
If
forgiveness.
someone
is
asks for forgiveness, should I always forgive
This is
them?
from Guillermo Watson.
if
Hey,
he's
dear.
asking over and over for the same thing.
No, this was just a question from
I
before.
don't, okay.
I disagree.
Okay, well, come on.
Oh, okay.
I think
If
that
you ask me forgiveness and you keep stepping on my toe, you gonna keep walking up. You see my foot there, and you step on my toe, and you're gonna say, "Oh, forgive me." You come back through again. You walk on my. I forgave you.
yes.
My foot was still there. You touched them same feet again, and you walked on. Oh, forgive me.
No.
Okay.
So-
No. You
Ooh.
walk by again.
Wide
So-
up.
You
Yeah.
stepped on my toe,
Right.
and you asked me for forgiveness. My feet been in the same place the same time. You the same way, and you keep walking by, stepping on my toe.
Need a bell? I think
Mm.
zero is in the
Listen.
building. Wide up.
Okay, so I've asked,
No, in that instance, absolutely not. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me.
and they done did a
and-
third time.
It wouldn't have
Okay.
got to a third time. But I'm saying in more instances, I guess when it's a more serious thing, forgiveness is for you. You
Yeah.
don't forgive for the other person.
Right.
It's for you to relinquish that power that they have over you.
Yes.
But in that same regard, you need to be wise and put up boundaries. Like someone shouldn't even be able to come and step on my shoe or my
Mhm.
foot 3
Right.
times.
There you go.
That's a me problem.
That's a ooh.
There are no parameters in this relationship, and so you have too much access.
Ooh.
You stepped on my foot the first time.
Mhm.
I would have been revoking access just a little bit.
Mhm.
It wouldn't have got to a third time.
Okay.
Right.
But always remember that forgiveness is for you. It's not
It's
for the
just
other
for you.
person.
Right.
Man, so what I'm
Because I
hearing,
already know who you are, When I step into the room and you're in the room with me, I know who you are.
I know
you that you are a toe stepper. And so I'm going to embrace you, love you for that moment. And then I know who you are. So I'm going to go on my way after that. But I'm not going to let you interrupt who I am.
Ooh, y'all see, bro. Come on, baby. Let me tell you something.
I ain't going to let you erupt that.
That's why.
Just because you in the building and I don't like you.
Okay.
45 years. That's why we still saying that I love it, period. Okay. I can. Aaron, come on, give it to us.
Stephanie,
What's your name? I be getting y'all mixed up around here.
The
Okay.
name's Aaron.
I know that. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I'm kind of along the same line as Stephanie, but I still feel like at the end of the day, like there isn't like you should forgive, but forgiveness doesn't mean access. Like even then, like when we talk about forgiveness, we model that, or at least I do. Like I try to model it after what God does with us through Christ and everything, forgiveness of sins through that, right? But I want to say, like, even in the Bible, like there are different instances where, you have these different people, different stories, maybe like King David or something, right? It's like someone somewhere, it's like they're doing good, they're with God, everything's, they're tracking where they need to, right? But then they stumble and they still have to ask for forgiveness. But depending on the situation, what was going on, they weren't always restored that same level that they were. Now, that's not to say that their love is any less.
Come on
not
now.
to say that they're of not as much worth. But what it does is like, okay, like if you continually sin again and again and again, okay, I can't trust you with 10 talents. How about I try to trust you with 5? Okay, you can't trust you with 5. Can I trust you with the 1? Or are you going to put the 1 in the ground?
Come on now. What?
This is good.
And that is the perfect way to end this segment. This has been an amazing. I thank you so much, Aaron. I thank you, Abigail. I'm going to turn to the people and I'm going to let them give your final thoughts.
Yes.
Before, because you're going to knock it out the park, I'm going to turn it over here to Bennett. Bennett, what was your experience first time on the show, The Love and Victory? What was your experience? And why would you come back? Tell the people.
I absolutely want to come back. I've had
He said, I want to. He admitted, he invited himself back. I love that.
I am here. I want to come back. This is so fun. And I really appreciate you having me. Final thoughts is just, we spoke a lot about relationships when it comes from the aggressor side of things, the person that either needs to forgive or the person addressing if they're enough from the standpoint of them doing some kind of negative action. So on the flip side of that, if you are more of the recipient side, the person that asking, am I the problem? Because you're receiving a lot of things that are not positive for you. I mean, you're not advocating for yourself in certain situations, or you're not, in other words, speaking up in certain situations, or you're not making the right decisions for your life and you're unhappy with your life. That fits in the same alignment with, am I the problem? That fits in the same alignment. We talked about one end of it, but the other half is still, that is another part to that same question. So just think about it, reflect, the acronym of the day. And it was so great to be here.
Wow.
Bless you.
Amazing. God bless you. And over to, come on into the.
Just great.
Oh, come on. What is your experience, Miss Steph?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I love being on the show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Every third Saturday, I'm stoked to come on the LV with Val show. And it's so nice that today I get to come on with my co-host of our show.
Yes.
And I'm just happy to be here. And my final thoughts are, actually, I want to do a shout out for my final
You
thoughts.
can. Go ahead.
I want to shout my mom and dad out.
They are what?
All the way from Michigan, always tuning in, listening,
Are you
texting,
serious?
chiming in. They love the two of you, your dynamic. And I just want to say my mom has been feeling kind of sick. So for these 482 people who are on here, say a prayer for my mom that she would start to feel better. And I love you, Mommy. I'm so glad that you tuned in, even though you
put the
weren't
camera
feeling
on me
good.
too, because I need to say hello to my family over there in Michigan. Hey, Mama Stephanie, Stephanie's mama and dad. Thank y'all so much for birthing such an amazing child and turning her over to me, because that's my child here. Okay, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
And that's all I got to say.
That's it.
I love being here. I love y'all.
Oh God. Okay. Well, how can they catch you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Pinterest, YouTube at Official Stephanie Alexis, and TikTok.
And also,
And you can request an appointment for therapeutic services at arabellacounts.com. And yeah, we can assist you with all of your needs.
Okay, y'all got something for free.
So where did the Arabella come from in the Stephanie?
Yeah, where they
Do y'all know I had 4 other names? Did I not? And they were all taken because the state of Texas is so massive that all the names were taken. And one day I was riding down the freeway, Katy Freeway, and I saw Arabella Townhomes. And I thought about that. I lived there in 2016. And I had such a good experience because I had been before the Lord. I said, Lord, what am I going to name this place? Every good name that I come up with is gone. And he said, look up Arabella. And Arabella means answered prayer. So I feel like it's prophetic for the person who comes. I believe that I will be an answered prayer for them.
Oh, my God.
Amen.
That's amazing. Oh, y'all see, y'all better get y'all some. And Brother Carter.
Brother Carter sure asked some good questions, bring out some light.
You're profound.
She helped me to quicken in my spirit. And so she now has quickened herself in the spirit, reflected on where Arabella come from.
Yep.
So, hello. My final thought today is going to be from, we were born in Adam's syndromes, pointing a finger at the first sin of history came from Adam pointing the finger at the woman instead of taking responsibility and accountability for himself. And so I hope by the end of this show, we get to a place where we can accept responsibility for our difficultiness in our relationships and stop pointing the finger at someone else. The teacher don't like me. The boss don't like me. No. Look at yourself like the acronym say today. Reflect on who you are and adjust that individual. And then this world can be a much better place, I believe, if we start being accountable for our own personal needs. So God bless you. Thank you for tapping into us on the Love and Victory Show, man. We love to have you.
All right.
I have a couple shout outs before we head out.
Okay.
Don't forget
to give mine.
Yeah,
Thought of the day, but didn't I tell you they be?
You got to have the final word.
I want this. Let me give this thought here. The thought, what I got out of this show today is that we all have issues, and there is an answer to those issues if we're willing to take responsibility and take the next step to get help. So again, I owned my crap last evening. And I feel so much. You see, we still good. We good together. We good. If you own your stuff, you can get through it. Don't be afraid to own it, work through it, and get through it. Go ahead now.
I was just going to say before we head out today, be sure to download the LV with Val app. Go on lvwithval.com. We have Tasteful and Toxic Wednesdays at 8 a.m. We also have Mental Wealth with Steph Tuesdays at 6 p.m. We have Talks with Tiffany on Sundays at 6 p.m. And of course, the Love and Victory Show with Val Saturdays at 8 a.m.
And we're building, and building.
Oh my God.
Right. And we got music 24/7 for you guys.
Oh, we got some amazing other guests, hosts that are coming on. So y'all just keep y'all ear to the street. We got something for you. We love you. And until next thing, let's tell them bye, y'all. Bye. Yes.